welcome back into the QB Huddle, folks. It's Tim Smith, joined by Brandon Newey and Lauren
What's up?
Morales. We got all three of us here today, folks. You'll notice a couple of different backgrounds. Uh, we bought a new house over the off season, so I've got a new space, and Brandon's in a brand new office. And I don't know where Lauren is because he's all over the place all the
I'm
time.
getting mine set up. Getting mine
Okay,
set
he's
up,
getting his
guys.
set up. But Brandon, we bought a new house. You got a couple of new dogs. Tell us about your new puppies that are brand new to the family.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Let's talk
Well,
about
thank
them.
you. It's good to be back in the saddle at home. We were doing some live shows, but you know, earlier this January we got a nice Great Pyrenees named Dutton and a German Shepherd slash Frenchie mix named Nash. It's a little mini Shepherd. Man, they're two great dogs. They're bigger dogs, and it's been cool. Dutton's right now sleeping by my feet, so he's very attached to me. And
Oh,
Nash
that's
kind of does
awesome.
his own thing, but you gotta really keep your eyes on him because he may chew the stairs, and so we gotta. He likes to chew the hardwood surface stuff. Yeah.
All
So,
right.
man, overall it's been good, man. And we got the new golf league. We two majors in the AGA Athletic Golf Association or Athletic Golf Club,
Keep an eye out.
and it's growing, man. It's been awesome. So that's kind of what I've been doing.
Okay. Yeah, we've had a lot
Yeah.
of fun. We had a new member to the AGA win the last two majors.
Jeez, he's cooking.
Anthony Stevenson, congrats and shout out to you for winning two back-to-back majors. Lauren,
Back.
how are you, man? You just wrapped up the Collin County Crash football season, your inaugural football season in the TUFL. You played in a championship game against the Dallas Prime. Anything else big for you in the off season?
No, man, family time. The best part, right? Family time.
Yeah,
Get to do QB huddles ramping up, get to spend some time talking about football more so than playing it.
there
So
you go.
this is the fun part, right? You don't get to take a beating. You don't have to ice your knees after. I mean, some of our shows you might have to, cool down a little bit, but I
I
think
have
it's
to
going
cool
to be
down
a
a little
fun
bit.
season.
It could be. It's been fun already, folks. If you didn't know, we had the chance to be live at Chop Sports in McKinney a couple times. We did a pregame for conference championships. We did a pregame. This is all live, mind you, for Super Bowl, and then we did the first round of the draft. There, we expect to do some live shows throughout the year. That is a Baltimore Ravens bar. Too, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
So if
even
you're a
better.
Ravens fan, be sure to go to Chop Sports McKinney on Sundays and watch your Baltimore Ravens wreak havoc throughout the AFC and the rest of the NFL. Uh, we're back, folks. It's 2025. We're going to be here all season. What's the show going to look like exactly? We don't know yet. We're still working on that, but we're here tonight to talk about the schedule release, right? The schedule came out a few days ago. We just wanted to give you our reactions on our our favorite teams, as well as some of the national holiday games and some of those overseas games. There's 7 overseas games this year. So we're going to talk about all that. And we're going to start with Brandon Newey because we know he's a big 49er and Titans fan. You have big things going on in both of those teams. One's got a rookie quarterback and one just paid their quarterback. Man, talk about your two teams, their schedules, and how it lines up for you this year, Brandon.
I love it. I love it right now. We have the weakest schedule, meaning the 49ers, the weakest schedule in the NFL. This is set up to go to the Super Bowl. I'm not trying to be an overhyped, just
Here we go.
Homer fan, but if we're going to do it, fellas, if we're going to do it, this is the time to do it. We got Brock Purdy signed up. That was great. He earned every dollar. And it helps because we keep him under that 20% under the cap, which makes it great, right? We just signed Fred Warner to an extension, just signed George Kittle to an extension, the highest paid tight end, the highest paid linebacker. So there's no off the field drama going into this season. Now, can Brock Purdy live up to the contract? I know that's something Lauren specified. I know that's something, Tim, you may have defended. I think the kid earned it. You look at the first quarter of the season, it really plays in their favor. If you look at the quarterbacks besides Kyler Murray, they're going against Sam Darnold. They're opening against Sam Darnold, an old rivalry, right? Brock Purdy's 6-1 against those guys. And then you go to New Orleans, they don't know their quarterback situation. Do you play the rookie house, right? Not sure. That kid can shoot it. But then you go see Kyler Murray. and we all know, right? We're not the best with dual threat quarterbacks. Let's keep it 100. And then you go see Trevor Lawrence, OT poo, right? I think it sets up for a potential 4-0 start. Then you go to the Rams. We obviously know how they're built out, right? And so the schedule really plays in our favor, man. We don't play a lot of elite quarterbacks outside of a Matt Stafford, or you can throw C.J. Stroud or Baker Mayfield in there, but otherwise, I mean, we're going against guys that are rookies, 1 to 2 years in. I mean, it sets up. It's at Levi Stadium for the Super Bowl, so we'll talk about that a little later. But also Tennessee
The Super
Titans,
Bowl's
the
at Levi
complete
this
polar
year.
opposite.
Did
Yeah,
you say the Super Bowl's at Levi?
it's
So
at
NFL,
Levi.
look,
It's
golly. I
time.
saw the
Like, if
NFL
you're going
Network
to do it,
agrees with you. They said they had the
if you're going to
easiest
do it, do it.
strength of schedule. So I see what the NFL is
Yeah.
trying to do. I see what
Yeah,
they're
I'm
trying
not
to do.
trying to be a homer here, but it's like if you take care of business with Robert Salary signing, like, come on, man. Like, it's set up that way. But
Bunch
we'll
of
see.
cheating
We'll
asses.
see.
That's what
Still
I
got to
see.
play the games. Tennessee Titans, damn, you got a gauntlet. Polar opposite. Cam Ward, he opens up at Denver, bro. Denver.
That's a
Sean
lot.
Payton and crew. Second year Bo Nix. Then you go to LA.
That's a
Right?
lot.
Then you have 2 back-to-back divisional games, C.J. Stroud and whatever Colts quarterback may be. It gets a little weaker. You'll have some fights there. I think you get dog walk in New England. I think that's a wake-up call with Vrabel and crew. He's smelling blood back on his old team. I think that's a game that we can all say. But Cam Ward has an opportunity to showcase some things versus some of the weaker teams. But again, their team is pretty weak too. And then their last stretch is crazy. You go at Cleveland with that defense, then you go to San Francisco, and then you go to Kansas City. Whew.
Oh,
Welcome
that's
to the
not good.
NFL, Sir Cam Ward.
Oh, I feel bad for Cam, honestly. I really
Yeah,
do.
man, they got to get some weapons. I'm not very confident in what they have around him, but I'm very confident in him. I know he's a player,
Already,
so
are the 30-year-old receivers? I don't know, man. I got some upside there. I think the vets might work for him in his favor. Like,
You
they're
it
think so?
guys
might,
that are going to catch the
maybe.
ball. Not a lot of
Yeah,
downfield speed and yak, but these vets
yeah.
they got over there, I don't know, man. I don't. Okay,
I mean,
I'm just saying there might
they're
be some hope.
26 in
Okay,
passing.
I'm just saying it's hope.
We
I'm
Yeah,
just
haven't
saying
seen
it's
hope.
hope.
anybody succeed there in a while, so I don't know that we're going to
I
see
think
it early.
Houston will repeat in that division.
I feel
I
really
don't
bad
see
for
anything else outside of that.
Cam. Poor Cam. Okay.
Yep.
Poor
There's
But
going to
Cam.
be a
that's
poor
my take,
Cam.
man.
We're working on a poor Cam segment
Poor
already. I
Cam.
feel it.
Lord,
Oh
I feel
man.
like I feel like the Patriots made a big move in the offseason. I feel like they got the coach that Robert Kraft has wanted probably since this guy retired from football. Tell me how you're feeling about your Patriots because you look really happy over there.
Dude, I'm stoked. Like the schedule release was dope. It's set, and the Patriots have like I got to tell a story here, man. I got to tell a story. Y'all can tell me if y'all believe it, okay? I won't take too much time, but let's
Okay.
go. Week 1, we're at home in Gillette, right? We beat the Raiders to open the season. We have some hype coming in, but we're at home. Vrabel's not losing this game, right? And it doesn't carry too much weight because last year we opened up and we beat Joe Burrow and company, and we all know how the season went after that. Okay. So everyone forgets, oh, we beat them. Yeah, it was
I
early and
forgot
we
that.
clearly, right. Week 2, we travel to Miami. This is a division game, and I think we usually go on the road and split. But in this case, I think we go and steal a win just because Tua hasn't seen a Vrabel scheme defense like that, right? Tua's not a one-trick pony, but it's cute what they do over there, and they don't do it like they do out in San Fran, okay? So all these little lefts and bubbles, not going to happen. I think we bend, we don't break, and we're 2-0 to start the season. Weeks 3 and 4, we're going to be wins at home, man. We play Pittsburgh, who's figuring it out, right? And then Carolina, who's definitely still trying to figure out, is Bryce Young the guy? I think they went back to him. He sat. I think he is their guy, me personally. But again, these are like Rabel just eating up these guys. It's just my opinion.
If Aaron
That
Rodgers
defense
Revenge
that
signs
we
with
tour.
got.
Pittsburgh, you can mark that off your list. If Aaron Rodgers signs in
Possibly,
Pittsburgh, you can mark that off your list.
possibly,
Nah,
but we're at
he's
home.
breakable.
He
We're
said
at
he's
home.
breakable.
And they just what receivers? Like they lost Pickens. They're just in a rough spot. No Najee Harris,
I
right?
got
They're in a rough
Yeah,
spot.
they're in a rough
So
spot, man.
anyway, we're 4-0. Do I sound crazy yet? Right? We're 4-0 going into week 5 in Buffalo. I will
Now
say that
y'all
we go
lose to
in Buffalo
Miami.
and we I see you can argue that, but I think we split traditionally we
Y'all
split
do.
with
Y'all do
Miami.
split.
You can
Y'all
split with
do.
So
Miami, but you're
we
getting
I
you're
only
getting
say it
run
because
up
it's
the
at their
ceiling by
place. I
Buffalo.
only say it because it's at their place. You want to get
yeah.
them back
So
later in the year, cold weather,
I'm counting the
smash
loss.
to it.
I'm counting the loss to
Here.
Buffalo. This is a good pulse check for us on week 5. But boy, if we win it, oh yeah, may the force be with the NFL at that point. If you catch what I'm putting down.
Oh my.
Uh,
Oh
week
my.
6, 7, and 8 are as follows. Y'all help me out here. They're heading to New Orleans, who we just said we're going to pick up a win
We don't
there.
know. Tyler Shook's probably going to be their quarterback.
The fact that we don't know, I'll take that. We got May, and he's the second year. Then we do go into Tennessee. Vrabel's not losing that game, right?
No,
Nah,
Another
he's not
road
losing
win.
that
He's
game.
going back to Tennessee. He wins that game. Rookie QBs are up against a second year May throughout these 3 weeks, right? So I really think it's good for Drake May to show how far he is ahead of above these rookies. They're not the best of rookies. But then coming into week 8, we're back at home hosting Shador, starting QB for the Browns, and the
no.
Cleveland
Perfect
A bold
and
timing.
statement.
he's gonna come in there and hey,
Bold
Vrabel's
statement.
gonna chew him up and make him learn.
Yeah.
But dude, we're 7-1. You can say 6-2 if you want to count the
7-1.
Miami, but we're 7-1 right now coming out of week 8. Our schedule is great so far. We
I
haven't played
I
any
think
top
it's a
dogs,
yeah.
Lauren, you're
right? So
doing
week
great.
9, we do have to play Atlanta, but we're at home. Another Michael Penix facing
Another
Vrabel. Like
second year quarterback. I mean, you're facing a lot of young quarterbacks here, similar to
absolutely.
us.
Week 10, we do have to travel to Florida. And I think Baker shows Drake May why he is Baker Mayfield. And I think we lose in a shootout because that's what Baker does. And they give our defense some fits. So now we're 8-2. Week 11, we got the Jets. The Jets are going to jet. Jets are going to
Yeah, they're
jet.
gonna jet
Sorry.
another questionable quarterback. So
Yeah. So
Vrabel's gonna
9 to
have his
2.
way. It looks like.
Yeah. Week 12, we do take Burrow and he gets payback for opening week last year. I give him
Yeah,
that. Burrow
he
beats us.
might torch y'all and
We're
Josh
nine
and
and three.
Lamar.
We're 9-3. Week 13, I think we whoop the Giants at home. I think it's learning. We win at home. Week 14, we're 10-3 going into the bye. Come on, y'all. The New England Patriots are 10-3 going into the bye. Week
It's
15,
actually
we go at
yeah.
Buffalo. We lose, drop that one. Cool. 11-3, not where or we split with Buffalo. I
You're
think that
not
we win the
splitting with
late one.
Buffalo.
If we win, if we are rolling at 10-3, yes. We got Buffalo.
You could be rolling at 11-1. You're not splitting with Buffalo.
Okay.
I don't
I'm going to
think you
give you that one.
understand.
If I'm in week 15 and y'all are barely giving me pushback, I'll take it. So I'm going to say a loss then. We're 10-4. But
There
week
you go.
16 we play the Ravens. Now we're 10-5. So now we're hunting for possibly a wild card because Buffalo's probably winning the division. But week 17 we play the Jets. They're going to jet. I promise you. It's the Jets. I've watched them for years. Other than the hot dog eating butt fumbling AFC championship winner, I don't see the
Mhm.
Jets doing anything.
Okay.
Right? So, pending the situation, we go to week 18 and we got the Dolphins at home. If we haven't split with them already, we will now. 11-5. I think we get a wild card. We
I
get
see
back
that.
to the playoffs. The Patriots have a schedule that is set up for Mike Vrabel. If he can lead these guys like he's supposed to, Drake May plays quarterback like he did last year. Hopefully, we're rolling, man. I'm
That's all
excited for
there.
the season. It's a great story. I think I've already seen it happen. So
All
that's
right.
me.
Well, there we go. You get all the way to wild card to lose the wild card game, but at least you'll be there. So at least you'll be there. I love your confidence, man. Brandon said 49ers are going to Super Bowl right there.
I'll take
Levi,
playoffs.
according to you, they're going to play the Patriots. So that's awesome. I love the mock.
Dude, we
That's what I
handle
like to hear.
business. Last time I projected it, we did go, but we
Now I
lost
get
that
to
month.
talk to y'all
But we
about the
went.
Cowboys
We
and the
went.
Bears. And I'm going to tell you that I don't have nearly the expectations that
8-8,
either of you
both
two have
teams.
about your
Next.
teams. I have the Cowboys. I'm going to start with them. I have them maybe going 9-8, maybe squeaking out 10 wins. Listen, everybody loves the Pickens, that we got Pickens in here. Yes. Is he a great receiver? 100%. Somebody go give Amari Cooper a call or go give Des Bryant a call and ask him how it worked out for them when Dak Prescott was their quarterback. So now you've got not one mouth to feed in CeeDee Lamb, but you've got a very
A louder mouth.
vocal loudmouth to feed over here in Pickens, and CD is still the guy. Don't get it twisted. And so if Pickens isn't getting
See,
what he wants, which I don't think he is by week 7 or 8, it's going to be a distraction. And I think that's going to cause problems for our football team. I still don't know who our running back is going to be necessarily. The O-line is dismantled completely. The defense is a mess. So, when you look at the Cowboys, they have to start in Philadelphia. Thanks a lot, NFL. Thanks for putting us on Thursday night in Philly just so we can see what it looks like for a banner to drop after you win a Super Bowl. We appreciate the visuals, but we could have watched it on TV and watched the Eagles kick somebody else's ass. But no, we got to watch the Cowboys get whipped. So that's awesome.
Close y'all gonna get.
Can't wait for that.
To a banner drop.
But listen, we got 2 wins in a row after that because we got the Giants, right? We're going to beat the Giants because we always beat the Giants. And then we've got the Bears, right? That game's in Chicago. No, I'm not going to that game. I simply cannot. I can't. So I'm not going to that game. But listen, they're going to beat up on the Bears. I still don't think the Bears are quite where they want to be yet. I think they're going to have a tough year too. But then the Packers come in here. We don't like to beat the Packers. It's just not something we enjoy to do. We'd rather lose to Green Bay every time we play them. So that's probably a loss. We have to play the Jets. They'll jet, so we'll get a win there. The Panthers are easy to beat, but then we've got Commanders and the Broncos. Back-to-back losses there. We've got the Cardinals. Kyler Murray doesn't lose at AT&T Stadium. I don't know if you guys know that about him. So I don't know what we get there. That's a push game. Then we've got to go to Las Vegas, play the Raiders. I think we can win that game. But then we've got the Eagles, the Chiefs, the Lions, the Vikings, the Chargers, and the Commanders. I don't see a win in that bunch of games. I just don't. I don't. And by the way, we've got a Thanksgiving game and a Christmas game. So thanks, NFL office, again. You've ruined opening night for me. You've ruined Christmas for me. And you've ruined Thanksgiving, as always, for me, because we're not going to win any of those games. Why would you send the Chiefs here on Thanksgiving? That's just cruel and unusual punishment. I don't like it. So, yeah, Cowboys, boy, we got problems with the Dallas.
Boy, y'all are bad. Y'all are last ranked defense.
Woo!
Hey,
Everybody's getting 27 on you.
Yeah, what's that song? You got it bad. You got it bad.
Yeah.
Yep,
The Bears don't have it much better. They got to open. They got to open the season on Sunday Night Football, playing against the Vikings. Right? That's JJ McCarthy. The Bears are going to get run out their own stadium.
Hold on. You're talking about JJ McCarthy like he's an all-pro player. He's got to get his feet wet. This is his first game ever.
Then you've got the Lions. Then you've got the Cowboys. Then you've got the Raiders. That's a winnable game if you're Chicago, because then they might be getting steam. But then you've got the Commanders. That's a loss. Then you've got the Saints. I think they can beat them because we don't know who the quarterback's going to be, as we said. But then you've got the Ravens, the Bengals, the Giants. But then you're back to Minnesota, the Steelers, the Eagles, the Packers, the Browns. It's not good for the Bears. I don't know why they've given them such a tough schedule. I expect them to be better than they were a year ago. I expect Caleb to be miles better than he was last year because he showed a lot of progress throughout the year. But I don't see either the Bears or the Cowboys sniffing the playoffs this year. So that's where I'm at with those two teams. And
not even a whiff, huh?
Not even a whiff. I don't think, if anything, we might get surprised by the Giants this year, and they might be the second team in the NFC East. Because
you'll get a whiff of the banner drop.
What'd you say?
I said you'll get a whiff of the banner drop.
Oh, we'll get to see that whole thing. Can't wait. So that's where I'm at with that, man. You guys have much better outcomes than we do. And as we get into it, let's spotlight some of these primetime games because that's what people really want to talk about. And opening night's the one, so I'll let you guys have fun. I've already given my piece. Cowboys, Eagles. My only question is why? Why are we doing that? Brandon, obviously you're happy. You saw that game come out, man. What do you think? What are you expecting that first night? Is that where we're putting the Cowboys to sleep for the season, or the Cowboys shocked the world like Detroit did a couple years ago in Kansas City?
I think this is a great marketing tactic to resurface the Cowboys. They didn't have that, all of last year. He is the highest paid quarterback. He's going into Philly. It's an historic rivalry. Philly's dropping the banner. I mean, they're going to put boots to asses, bro, on y'all, man. They're going to dog walk you.
Okay.
But
yeah,
I think hang on.
Yeah.
Just hold on. Let Dak have a good game. But I
think Dak does. I think Dak does play well statistically, like he does,
he does,
and loses, and Jalen Hurts still says like I mean, we won. Like he goes 13 for 22, maybe, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
couple rushes, touchdowns, and
4
yeah,
total
I don't see it.
TDs. Mm.
It's a banner drop, and they asked the Eagles who would you like to play Week 1, man? And they were like, oh yeah,
Ooh,
Dallas. We'd like to show
bring
them what
them
it's
up
like to
there.
win. We want to show them what it's like because they might forgot what this whole process was
I
Well,
like.
mean, it divisional
especially when
rivalry,
Dak
right?
ran his mouth a couple months ago talking about, oh, I think we could beat the Eagles. We're better than them. No, we're
We
not.
gonna see.
You're not.
Well, I mean, division rivalry. I mean, it's high stakes NFL Week 1, right? Some of those games don't matter, right? Remember last time we saw, Chiefs and who else we see,
The
Detroit or
Lions,
something like
yeah.
that, right? That game really didn't matter. It could have went either way, but
But I
this
mean,
matters.
obviously,
This
this
puts you in position.
this is an obvious statement from the NFL reminding everybody that the Cowboys are still America's team because you put them on Thursday night, everyone's going to watch. Most
It's the
people are going to
So
Niners,
watch.
what
man.
They
happens?
want
It's
them
the
to play.
So is
Niners.
it as
The
a
Niners,
Cowboys fan,
America's
Tim?
team.
As a Cowboys fan, Tim, is it a win or more? Is there a moral victory if you keep that game close?
It is for Jerry Jones. It's not for
Nah.
Cowboys. For real, true Cowboy fans, we don't want to keep the game close. Either get blown out or win. Keeping it close for who? For what?
Well,
Yeah,
you got to keep them
we
off the field.
played really good. We showed signs that we could be a
Against
good
the
team.
Super Bowl champs, against the champs.
Look,
I don't know.
it doesn't
It's a
matter.
division rivalry. They see
The
them
game
all the
should be
time.
close because it's a division rival. First game, I want to see the defense come out on fire, flying around the ball, right? You want to see the offense be able to run the ball somewhat. I don't know who's going to be taking handoffs from Dak this year. So,
It's your boy Javonte Williams
oh,
from Denver.
it's not going to be
Wow,
close.
it's 2 divisional game matches up because there's a Thursday and Friday game.
Who
One
plays
in
on Friday?
Brazil, Kansas City and Los Angeles.
Okay, yeah. So
In
this is what I
Brazil.
was going to talk about.
Brazil.
Opening weekend, there's 2 other games that really stood out to me when I looked at the schedule, and that's the Chiefs and the Chargers. Because I think the Chargers got a lot better in the offseason. I thought they did really good in the draft. I expect them to be a better team. And then Ravens Bills. We get to watch them on Sunday. So we've got 2 big games. You talk about games don't matter, but those games are going to matter. They're
Yeah, they're
divisional
going to matter for
games,
sure.
and you're going right after each other, right out the box, man. And
Buffalo's favorite 1.5 right now. And
it's
then you got Kansas City -3 and Philly -7
different
already.
now because they don't practice the way they used to in training camp, right? I mean, these teams
Yeah.
take 3 or 4 weeks to really get in a groove, so it's hard to see these divisional games right off the bat. But
NFL is it's so balanced now. I mean, obviously any given Sunday, right? But if you don't think Dallas or the Chargers or even Baltimore is going to come with a fight into these guys. I mean, one, I like it this way because with Baltimore, I think Baltimore beats Buffalo at home.
it scares me
This is the
Yeah,
perfect
you said
opportunity to get
Buffalo.
one up on them. Yeah,
Yeah,
to get
yeah.
one
You
up
said
on them.
Buffalo
We're-
1.5,
No cold
right?
weather.
You said Buffalo. You said 1.5 on Buffalo.
1.5. Yeah, 1.5.
You know
Yeah,
how it goes.
I'd take the Ravens for sure.
I take the Ravens.
You know how it goes early in the season, much like it goes in the playoffs. If the teams early in the year that run the ball well and play the best defense typically win early, right? Especially if
Right.
the teams that are matched up are somewhat even. And we know the Ravens are going to be a better run team. So it is set up for the Ravens to go in and steal one from Buffalo.
That'll be the perfect time to do it early in the season. Yeah, it definitely matters when it comes to seeding.
How about the Chargers, though, right? The Chargers are at home now. They could steal one. Now they could steal one against the Chiefs and get a leg up in that division.
That makes me nervous with both of those quarterbacks. That field is shit, bro.
If you're going to
Do
beat
you
them,
remember that against the Eagles and Packers? Jordan Love got hurt.
Yeah.
You know, on that field, that field isn't built for football, like American football. So I'm curious to see
I'd be curious
some
to
things.
That game's
See
going
if
to be.
they
That game's not
in Brazil.
That game's
It's in Brazil.
It's not in LA. That game's in Brazil.
Yeah, it's in Brazil.
Forget
They
the
played
home field
there
advantage.
last year.
Yes, I
Yeah,
remember.
Chiefs
And there
take
were
it.
several injuries. Yeah, I think Chiefs take it there.
Yeah, you're probably right.
They're
I
pissed
got
off.
really excited because I thought it was in LA. Now I'm disappointed.
No. And Pat Mahomes is like 20-1 in a dome.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's losing in a dome for a
And
long
I don't know
time.
if the Brazil folks know who Herbert is, but they gonna know who
Yeah.
Mr. Pat. They gonna know who Patty is.
Hey, it'll be
I'm
a
just
good
worried
game.
about the field, man. That's my biggest concern
It's
on
a
that.
soccer pitch. It's a soccer pitch.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm wondering what the
that's
cleats. What
It'll be a
I
better
wonder if
game
they
than you
change
think.
cleats this year if they know it already. So maybe they
they're gonna
change
have
cleats.
to.
Maybe
Yeah,
they make some adjustments.
Well,
especially
hey,
you got your number one franchise player in the NFL going to foreign land there. I think you want to be able to take care of the field. Can't lose that guy
and
in the
take care of
beginning.
the surroundings as well. It's very dangerous
Right.
outside of the stadium. So it's
Yeah,
very
But we
don't
dangerous.
got
wear
Kentucky
green,
Day,
Eagles.
man.
Hey, Eagles, don't wear green.
Yeah, Eagles don't wear
What?
green. Yeah, hey, our as football players, I have to imagine this is my favorite holiday. I gotta imagine you guys love it too. Thanksgiving. We've got a full slate. Personally, I'm going to be in Orlando in Disney World for the Thanksgiving holiday, so I'm very excited about that.
Nice.
We've got the Packers. We'll go to Detroit because Detroit always hosts. They always have. So that will be the early matchup. That's always fun to watch that game because it's another division game, right?
Division game.
Division game. That's
There's gonna
always a
be
good
some
one
good
to
ones.
watch. And typically the Lions would get their butts whipped, but this is the Packers now, and the Lions are a better team. So look for the Lions to get
Are they though?
revenge on some of
Are
See,
the.
they
I'm
though?
with you. I don't think the
Are they
Lions are
though?
they lost Ben.
Think
They
they lost too
lost
much?
Mr. Johnston.
They
Uh
lost
oh.
I
Ben,
think they
man.
lost a key
They
piece.
lost
I think they
Ben.
lost a key
Yeah.
piece.
Okay.
The
Well,
And
head of a
Montgomery.
snake.
They lost him too.
you know what though? Let's be honest. Even if these teams hadn't won a game all year, you get to that Thanksgiving 11:30 in the morning kickoff. You're watching that game because it's a fun game to watch. The records are
We
For
used to
thrown
sure.
out.
never watch Detroit. Now we do.
I
Isn't
don't
that
know.
crazy?
Dave Campbell.
We used to go play football in the morning, right? You get your group of
Yeah,
friends,
we
you go
never
play
watched
your
that 11
game.
o'clock game.
I would rush home to watch the 11 o'clock game. I always wanted to watch the Lions before I went to grandma's house and watched the Cowboys.
I'm eating. I'm eating. I'm scooping up plates still
I'm
around
out.
11
I'm
and
out
12.
playing in the Turkey Bowl. I come back. I see what Dallas is doing. I'm in a food coma by the second quarter. I wake
There
up.
you go. We used to
I
play at
see the
like 7
Cowboys
in
are
the
losing
morning.
again.
We all wanted to
Laugh
watch
and go
the
back to
Lions.
sleep.
See, but you have to imagine, Brandon, too. I grew up in a different
Yeah.
time than both of you. At the time when I was growing up, we didn't have cable or anything. So the idea that you
Man,
could
yeah,
watch
3
two
channels.
football games on a Thursday, you weren't going to miss that. You got to watch two games because that's all we had. And then we had Texas would play Texas A&M on Thursday night. You get to watch that too. That was it.
You grew up
Fair
in the
enough.
Life with Louie era. Remember Life with Louie?
Those are the days. So next we've got
My
the
line.
Cowboys on deck, and we already know
Bunny
that
ears on the tape.
the Cowboys
Yeah.
are hosting the Kansas City Chiefs. Man,
Oh
usually,
yeah.
usually the
Cook.
NFL sets up the Cowboys for a win on Thanksgiving, and they
Cooking.
just set us up to get embarrassed. The only thing that they could do to make this better is allow Taylor Swift to have a little show at halftime because there's always a big show at halftime. She's going to be here anyway. Jerry should just ask her, right? Hey, you want to do some songs at halftime? You're going to be here. I'm sure she's going to be here. I will not be attending that game because one, again, I'll be in Disney World, and two, you couldn't pay me to go watch the Cowboys get their tails whipped by the Chiefs on Thanksgiving. But I bet you guys are going to enjoy it, Lauren.
I'm gonna enjoy it. Nothing better than seeing. I'm not a Cowboys hater, but I love to see them boys lose. I tell you what, it's a spectacle in its own. So I hate to say it, but when the Cowboys lose, there's a lot more that happens other than them just
But
losing the game.
Thanksgiving is special. Why do we have to taint Thanksgiving? It's like our Christmas. It's not even
It's
Christmas. It's better than that.
Maybe Patty will wine and dine y'all before he just beats the living crap out of y'all.
Ah,
Like he's gonna have a terror of a season, and Thanksgiving is gonna be
oh, he's
one of
going to
those
put on a
things
show.
where he wants the turkey leg. Kelsey gets maybe half of it. It's gonna be yeah. Yeah.
You looking forward to this, Brandon, as a true Cowboy hater?
no. This is gonna be boring. I think it's
Oh,
gonna be
there's some pity
boring.
in that. There's some
There's a
mercy.
little bit of
Nudy's got
It,
pity in his
mercy.
voice.
you're gonna bore me. Like I said, I'm gonna watch it for the first 2 quarters. Then I'm gonna get the itis, fall asleep, and then I'm gonna wake up with my father-in-law yelling at the screen because the Cowboys are absolutely getting demolished. And he says, "I knew it. Got that. Damn, he's done. I told him."
Sadly, we
So
can't
I'm
cut
just
him.
like, yeah, but that the evening game.
I was waiting. I was waiting.
Get your popcorn ready, ladies and
That's the
gentlemen.
game of the day.
Cincinnati goes to Baltimore. Cold weather game. Does Lamar Normally, he's amazing in these primetime matchups. On Thanksgiving, he put on a show against Houston. Does he do it again? And does he do it against Joe Burrow? Joe Dirt. Tim, what do
I
you think?
think, yeah,
I think Joe Burrow's on a revenge tour this year. I think I still don't think
I
that
think
the
so too,
Bengals
man.
have addressed their defense, unfortunately. But I think
They
Burrow knows he's going to have to score 40, 50 a game to compete, and I think that's what he's going to do. I think he's going to
he can
have a
do it.
record-breaking season. So
He can
I
do
look
it.
forward to
MVP
this game.
season. MVP season.
Could be, man.
Okay.
I feel it. I feel it out of him coming. I think he's all business.
Okay.
I look for this game to have playoff implications, man. This could be a good one. Playoff
Okay.
seeding
yeah,
implications.
I got like 5,000 yards coming out of Joey B this year, man. They paid
Oh
the
boy.
offense. You're gonna get that 40% money on the
That's right.
books, and it's gonna translate. I'm thinking. I'm not saying personnel, but think of the team for me here. I'm thinking it's the old Colts, man. They're gonna score more than you. Our defense,
That's what they have
it's
to
not
do.
what it is. We know
Not
what it
good.
is. We're gonna have to outscore you, and I think
Mm-hmm.
Joe caught on to that towards the back end of last season, and he's carrying it right into this year.
I'm here
So
for it. Let's go. Let's see. Let's just see a bunch of Dan Marino type games out of Joe Burrow.
let's do it.
What about Christmas, man? They got you set up again for another L in
I don't
Washington.
want to talk
Lord
about
have
that.
mercy. You're out
Not
here
only,
getting booked, Tim.
not only
Lord.
do we play a
Merry
national game on,
Christmas.
not only do we play a team
Merry
that I know is going to
Christmas.
beat us on
Yeah.
Christmas, but we have to travel to said team and lose to the Washington Commanders on Christmas. I'm going to be all happy, opening up gifts and giving gifts and great mood. And then that's going to happen. But then something else is going to happen right after that. And that's going to be Detroit headed to Minnesota, where my guy, J.J. McCarthy, gets to put on a show in front of a national audience. Maybe the first time he's been able to do that. I'm excited about that game because obviously go blue. But I think that's going to be a great game. And that could be a divisional deciding type of game at that point of the year. So what do you guys think about that one, Brandon? Are you excited to see JJ get to play this year? A little bit? Damn, I can't. I'm trying to get him. I'm trying to bait you into some JJ love, and I just can't get it. Lauren, I know you like JJ.
I don't know, man. I don't
I
know.
like JJ, but there's something else telling me right now, a little itch when you were saying it, that like kind of like the new he got he's look on, and I'm gonna be the bearer of bad news, but what if he's not playing that well to even start in that game?
Who would start in front of him? Daniel
You
Jones?
tell me who JJ McCarthy's backup is now.
Daniel Jones.
No,
Is
Daniel
it?
Jones is in
No,
Indy.
he's He's
Oh,
with the
Daniel
Colts.
left. That's right. I don't know who his
Yeah.
backup is. It doesn't matter who his backup
Listen,
It
is.
man.
will. I'm
I
saying
worry
it
about
might
JJ,
matter.
man. JJ doesn't have volume, and if you look at Kyle's offenses, they're volume guys.
Let me tell you why you don't worry about JJ. Because the Vikings
Okay.
had a clear-cut path to go get Aaron Rodgers. And they passed on the opportunity because they felt like they had their quarterback in the room. They didn't
Because
even
of the
call
headache.
Aaron Rodgers.
They rather not have a headache and groom a young guy.
Okay,
It
I'm,
has
That's a
nothing
simple
to do.
choice. It
Yeah,
has nothing
that
to do with
has.
his
I'm looking
performance.
at it from
We
the
can
other
go find
perspective.
somebody else. Like
I'm
JJ
looking at
doesn't
it
throw
from
the
the other
ball past
perspective.
21 times in college.
But hey,
Sam Howell is the backup in Minnesota.
Oh yeah, Sam Howell's gonna play.
yeah, we're not worried about Sam Howell. So let's
Don't
talk
worry,
about
don't
the
know.
night game.
Sam Howell wasn't bad now
The
in
night game.
Washington.
The night game is another doozy. We've got Denver at Kansas City. Now, when you look at this game, based on what we saw from Bo Nix and Sean Payton last year, this game could go one or two ways. This could be a close game, fighting for playoff positioning, or this could be a Kansas City Chiefs blowout. So I guess we just have to wait and see how Denver goes. But man, I'm really looking forward to that because I think that's a game that could make some decisions in the AFC West and the AFC playoff picture. Brandon, what do you think when you look at that game?
I'm the way I'm looking at it. It's a night game. It's cold. It's Christmas in Arrowhead. I think Denver can pull it off.
Oh,
They've done it. They've done it with Russell Wilson. They've done it in the past. They've played very well versus Kansas City. I think Kansas City, they're going to struggle this year, guys. I don't think they're just going to run through teams. It may be ugly. They may get wins, but I think the Eagles have cracked the code on how to contain Mahomes. I think they did.
I
You
think
don't
they
think
had a
so?
really good defense and a really good game plan that one day, but I don't think there is a code.
I
Guys,
think you have to
there's
jump
always
up.
weaknesses. There's always weaknesses. There's always
Sure,
the
and one was exposed and it got through.
it
It
was
was punch him in
bad.
the mouth early. It was punch him early, punch him quick. But when it comes down to, like you said, they're going to be in some games. Whatever games they're in, Chiefs
They're
will
gonna
win
win.
those games. Yeah. So I think Denver does put up. I don't have faith in Nix. I like Bo Nix, but
Okay.
I have more faith in Sean Payton keeping this game very close,
He's
controlling the
played well
clock.
versus these guys.
Yeah, and
Hasn't
I second year, I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see what these second year QBs. Always a question mark. So,
As fans, is that
but Bo Nix has played a lot of football. I will say that.
and he's got Sean Payton who can kind of throttle it
Protect you
down. We gotta
for sure.
protect you a little bit. I mean, even think about it. I mean, it's gonna be tough. They're coming off that huge loss, right? That didn't taste well,
yeah?
but we'll see what happens. I
Are
think they
you
can pull
guys
it off,
happy
man.
with
It's
the
growth.
Are you guys happy with the holiday matchups? Do you feel like these are good slates? I'm extremely, except for the Cowboys playing it, I'm extremely excited about some of these holiday matchups.
I'm not a fan of the Kansas City Denver matchup. I don't know. Just kind of bores me a
Divisional.
little bit. Yeah, divisional. It's going to be a close game. It could be snowy, maybe ugly. I would have loved to see somebody like Josh Allen playing in it. Like, give us
Okay.
a Josh Allen or hell, give us a 49er bowl. Give us a West Coast game. Don't give us like a snow bowl.
I'm curious to see how ratings
Give
affecting
us
some
some
of these
good
games
football.
as far as which TV are watching and
Yeah.
who these players, who they're obviously the Chiefs, people are tuning in to watch the Chiefs. We know that
Right.
people will tune in to watch the Cowboys. I will say the 49ers like watch stock has gone down a little bit. The flash and dash of Debo is gone. You locked in Purdy now, so the Mr. Irrelevant thing is kind of over. Like that's cool, he is, but he's already proven you're not irrelevant.
Yeah.
You're not. How long can Purdy live on that? You're a 55.
Forever.
Okay, my bad. My bad.
Forever.
$53 million a year quarterback, right?
Yeah.
So you're paid now. He's got to deliver. And let's
We
be
have
honest, Purdy's not like
one,
the best to
two.
watch unless we're fans of the position. There's not average fans saying, "Man, Purdy is dominating this quarterback game." As we all know here, he definitely controls the game better than 28 other quarterbacks in the NFL. You know what I mean? He's running a good offense. Purdy's there. We see the gem, but I'm trying to remove ourselves and think NFL, and they don't really not no
It's
offense,
not
Nuhi, but
flash.
they don't really care about the 49ers right now. They're gonna have to
For
do
real?
something to show them. Yeah, they're gonna have to show them.
Really? Despite them not
Yeah,
caring and we have the weakest schedule, I like to enlighten you on
That just
something.
means no
We
one's
have
going to watch
five
those games.
primetime games, brother. We got five primetime games. I
I don't
think
know.
people
I
want to
usually
see
follow
them
is it
Niners,
because of the
man.
four?
during
Is it because of the
49er games.
49ers or who their opponents are during them games?
Let's take a look at it. Let's go for our
Thanks,
first
Lauren.
one,
You
the
turned it
Los
into a
Angeles
49er show.
Rams. Let's go to the. You think anybody wants to see Los Angeles Rams prime time? Probably not. You think anybody wants to see
Absolutely.
Atlanta
Absolutely. You
Falcons in
got
prime
Devontae
time?
Adams
Probably not. You
Devontae
think
and
anybody?
Adams
and
and
Matthew
Puka?
Stafford.
You think anybody wants to see Carolina Panthers on
No,
Monday Night Football? I
he's
don't
got a
think
point.
so. You
But
I'll
no,
think
give you
hey,
that
anybody
one.
wants to see
nobody
the
watches Monday
Indianapolis
Night Football.
Colts
Period.
on Monday or another Monday Night Football? You think anybody even wants to see the Chicago Bears on a Monday Night Football?
Everybody wants to see the Chicago Bears.
Everybody wants to see
They're a
them,
more
my man.
storied
The best
team than the
colors in the league,
49ers.
the best unis, the best logo. We got the
Get out of
best.
here.
We got a sorry ass schedule. We've got to take advantage of it because if not, Mr. Kyle Shanahan, you got to go, brother.
Ooh, he heard
You
it.
got
There
to
it
He's
is.
go.
calling for it.
You
He's
got to
calling
go.
for it.
I'm
All right.
calling for it. I've
You're
been
calling
saying it.
for it.
If you can't get past this schedule, brother, you got
We're
to
He
go.
running
might
short on
lose to
time,
Atlanta.
so we're running short
Oh
on
my God.
time. So I'm just going to kind of run through these international games and just tell the folks who's playing and when they're playing. Not when, but where. We've got the Kansas City Chiefs. Obviously, they play the Chargers in Brazil. Minnesota plays the Steelers in Dublin, Ireland. I really wanted to go to that game until I looked at tickets, and it was like $10,000 to fly to Ireland. So now I'm not going to that game. But I wanted
Wow.
to. Minnesota also plays Cleveland in London. I think that'll be really interesting. So Minnesota, I know, is going to stay. So they're going to be back-to-back weeks. Once in Dublin.
Cleveland, huh? It's going to be
Yeah,
legendary in London.
legendary, apparently. Yeah. The Denver plays Jets, the Jets in London as well. The Rams and the
Lord.
Jags play in London. The Jags, I feel like they play in London every year. The Falcons will play Indy and Berlin. To me, that's the game that nobody gets up at 9 o'clock in the morning to watch or 8 in the morning to watch. Like, that is the worst.
It'll be a
game.
Toy Story simulcast
Yeah,
or something.
why are we sending two of the worst teams over to Berlin to showcase American football? I'm not sure. Washington and Miami. This is interesting. They play in Madrid. That sounds amazing. That sounds so cool. I don't even know how you focus on football when you're in Madrid, but they're going to
I
play
think the
in
first
Madrid.
and last games appeal the most. I think you see good quarterback play, some high-powered offenses. Um, teams have to put up points. I mean, Minnesota and the Steelers are going to bore me to death.
That game might.
Minnesota versus Cleveland might bore me to death. Denver versus the Jets bore me to death. Snooze fest with LA. Snooze fest with Atlanta. Now that Washington Miami game,
I don't know. I'm interested in Minnesota Cleveland.
hey, they might have 80 total points that game.
You keep underrating JJ. I can't wait to come back to this later on in the year.
Dude, the fact is with JJ McCarthy, I haven't seen enough. I've seen a small sample size with what he did with 8 reps on the field, which is fantastic because that's all he threw in college was like 8 to 12 passes.
That's not true.
He's a winner, right? But I haven't seen enough volume for me to be convinced, right? You haven't either. You've seen crucial moments where he steps
I'm
up.
convinced.
But here's the thing. You do the same thing. I do the same thing with Jalen Hurts. You don't like that he doesn't throw a lot, and you don't think he's a good quarterback. But I think he's a great quarterback.
That's fair. I think he's a running back who can throw the football.
Because why? Because why? You haven't seen enough what, Tim? Volume.
If he's a running back that can throw the ball to, I'm just curious on what JJ McCarthy is.
Listen,
he can hand it off, but can he throw it too?
JJ is not a runner. JJ didn't not throw the ball because he couldn't throw the ball. JJ played in a Michigan style pro style offense where they had Blake Corum running the football. They had Edwards running.
It's Harbaugh's offense, bro.
They have tight end.
But when you say,
look at the Chargers.
it's funny. It's just weird because we call it a pro style offense still, but most of the NFL pro styled offenses aren't like that anymore.
Well, you're right because they've reverted to college offenses because
They not reverted, they've grew.
Okay, they've what?
They've grown.
It's not growth. It's actually they're actually regressing. They're regressing.
So would you say that the offensive coordinators in the NFL are better nowadays than they were?
100% no.
See, I think they're better now because offensive coordinators used to rely on position coaches so heavily, and they still. I think they still just because the style of the offense, the scheme.
As far as schemes go and what you have to plan for it. Listen, I think we've dumbed it down with the RPO. I'm sorry. I think we've made
Let's call it power offense. Let's call a Michigan power style offense because these other offenses are speed. They're built on speed.
You know what you have to do in Michigan if you're going to play quarterback for Michigan? You have to be able to change your protections. You have to be able to go from a run to a pass. You have to be able to change your protections. There's things that you have to be able to do at Michigan that you're not asked to do at Louisville.
Principle styled offense. I got you. Principle.
That's why I call it a pro style because you're asking your quarterback to do things at a higher level than what some of these other programs are asking their quarterbacks to do. And that's why I believe in JJ McCarthy because he's already done it. That's all.
Traditional QB.
Yes, he can play action. He can turn his back to the defense. You don't see that anymore.
And they're going to do that there. They're going to run the ball with Aaron, You
see it with Brock Purdy.
We're running short, Brandon. We know you have to run and train quarterbacks.
Yeah, I got to run out here.
If you guys don't know, Brandon is the QB trainer in DFW, so he is the guy to reach out to. But we're going to go through one last quick thing. We'll leave the rest for another show. We got some bowl predictions and stuff. We can talk about that later, but I do want to go around the horn. Warren, we'll start with you. Give me a couple quarterback matchups that you're looking forward to watching this year or just in general.
I'm going to give you the biased one first. We got to see him twice. I really want to see Drake May play Josh Allen. Josh Allen is the standard when it comes to most quarterbacks, in my opinion. And with Drake May falling under his bucket, more that style, just a little smaller. I really want to see how he measures up there. And then of course I want to see the Lamar and Josh Allen saga continue,
Yeah.
So I want to see a lot of things happen, but a lot of it is AFC battles too, man. Like I want to see the Burrows and Allens. I even want to see the two. I really want to see a Tua Purdy matchup. I didn't look at the schedules. I don't know if we get one of those. Um, to me, they were so interchangeable of two QBs, just in my opinion. Don't shoot the messenger, but they
Yeah.
both got paid. Tua got paid a little bit more, a couple mil more, you
Yeah.
know. But yeah, I mean, I want to see. There's a lot of matchups that I want to see, depending on who starts and where they're at in the season. But I'm looking forward to the AFC QBs a lot.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Brandon, what are you looking forward to? Quarterback matchup.
Obviously it's the Lamar versus Burrow. I want to see that one, Lamar versus Allen. I think that is going to be pretty good to watch, especially from a high end level. I know these guys can really light up the scoreboard. But as I go to my division, especially, I definitely want to see with the Niners. I love the Purdy Baker Mayfield matchups. Both
Yeah.
of them. I mean, both games that I've gotten to see, even though Purdy's 2-0, man, it's just dogfights till the end, right? I love the matchup with Kyler. I always like facing Kyler. He does pretty well when he plays Kyler. But also Matt Stafford. You want to go in these division rivalries. Seattle, not so much. Just it's such an unknown. I just think we kick the doors on them because they're still trying to figure it out. Um, and that's really it. And I like to also see the CJ Stroud matchup with Purdy. I think
Okay.
that'll be a good matchup too. Yeah, two young guns just going at it. Um, I don't think we get to see the face of the. I don't think we get to see Cam Ward take on Shador. We won't see that matchup, which is unfortunate. Um, but outside of that, I love to see Cam Ward versus CJ Stroud. So those are kind
Okay.
of some of those key matchups.
Before I give you mine, let me ask her real quick. We'll start, Lauren, with you. What quarterback from last year's rookie class do you expect to take the biggest leap, and which one do you expect to take a step backwards, a sophomore slump?
I'm not gonna go bias. I'll leave Drake May out, okay? Because he didn't even have a full season last year. So I think Jaden Daniels. Um, I think he falls back. I think the sophomore slump does hit Jaden. Um, a lot of it being divisional. You got to see the Eagles again. You're going to see, I think, not much better, but you will see a better team out of Dallas. And definitely a hungry second. I feel like it's a second year defense out there in the Giants with the amount of rookies they got. So
Yeah.
I think he takes a step back. That's just me. And even though it's the coach, um, man, I got Bo Nix taking the biggest leap forward. I think he plays better earlier and continues where he left off. And I think he competes in that division. And that's a hell of a division to compete in.
Okay. Brandon, same question.
What was the question, man? I'm so sorry.
The
Which rookie
quarterback.
has the best season?
No. The quarterback from last year. What second year quarterback will take the biggest leap? And what second year quarterback do you expect to take a sophomore slump?
Hmm. It ain't too many, is it? It's not too many. I think Bo Nix does take the next step, obviously, to attest to what Lauren was saying. Just being with Sean Payton, more comfortable with the actual language of the offense. Um, I can't really see a fall off with Jaden Daniels simply because he has that offense already memorized, man. He has the answers to the test. I think it's just driving the bus and maintaining. Does he force the issue? Can he protect his body? I think that's probably something I hope to see, but I don't see a dramatic fall. I think if anybody falls off, it's Spencer Rattler falls off a cliff with the emergence of this new quarterback because they're going to put all their eggs in one basket and then that third round pick. So I think
Yeah.
Spencer's going to take a back seat. Um, yeah,
Okay. All right. Well, I'll give you my answers here at the end. The quarterback matchups I'm looking to see. You guys, neither one of you mentioned this. I'm kind of surprised. Jared Goff and Matthew Stafford, week one is always a great match for me. I love to watch it. The history, the quarterback swapping teams and all that
right.
to me is always a fun game to watch. It's just a lot of emotion. Herbert Mahomes, I'll take that matchup anytime. That's really good quarterback play to watch, regardless of the outcome of the game. Lamar versus Joe Burrow anytime. And this surprised me when I wrote it down. Lamar versus Josh Allen anytime. I got Lamar in there twice. And Lauren, I want to piggyback on what you said. I'll take Baker Mayfield against anybody. Like any game Baker's in, because watching him play quarterback, I just love it. It's so much fun. He brings so much energy. He's getting better and better and better. He's a team guy. He'll throw his body in front of a bus for you. So I love Baker. As far as the quarterback I expect to take the biggest leap, I'm looking at Caleb Williams to take the biggest leap. They built an O-line around him this year. He's got a receiver core. They brought in a stud tight end to go along with Cole Kmet. Everything is set up for him to have a really good sophomore year. And they've got a new coaching staff. I look for Caleb Williams to have the biggest second year uprise. I couldn't really think of who would have a downfall. I'm going to say Jaden Daniels might come backwards just a little bit, only because he was so good last year. Kind of like, I liken it to what CJ did. Hard for you to come out and maintain that level in year two. You talk about answers to the test. Defenses are going to have answers too now. And there's a whole year of film on him. I hope he doesn't force stuff. I hope he protects himself a little bit more, because he did take some hits last year. He had to sit out for a couple weeks. But if there's anyone that's going to take a little bit of a step back, I would think it would be him, just because how electrifying he was. That I don't think he'll be bad. I don't think he'll be a complete slump, but I think he'll regress just a little bit. Just a little bit.
It's a good comparison, just to double back. It's a good comparison. I feel like it is the CJ, that little
Yeah.
slump to where, man, it wasn't terrible, but you made your bed very high, and now you can't kind of jump back in it. So
Yeah.
it's not really a fall off out of Jaden, but not making it to at least where you were, that's kind of a big deal. Like not being able to reproduce what you were able to do
Right.
already. So
And it wasn't just him. That Washington team was a very good team with a very good defense. They made it all the way to the conference championship game for a reason. It wasn't all Jaden Daniels. So if they don't make it back, or they don't make it as far as they did, we can't necessarily say that was Jaden Daniels' fall off, right? Let's just see how he handles things and how he plays
yep.
throughout the year. But I look for him to
This thing
have.
that offense is just so designed for him to succeed, man. He's been running that offense since he was in college.
Right. Yeah.
Same kind of tree, man. He's got the answer
Yeah.
to the test. That dude ain't falling off unless he gets injured. Knock
Well,
on
man,
wood.
this has been a ton of fun. I don't know exactly when this show is coming out. Should be here in the next couple days. Brandon, you're going to run off and go train some quarterbacks, folks. We'll be back
Should be
again.
fun.
We'll be back again here probably before training camp, or right before training camp starts, to jump into that a little bit. And then a couple of shows as we follow some of these rookie quarterbacks through their journeys. We haven't even talked about the rookie quarterbacks yet. Probably need to do a show just centered around them. So maybe look out for that in the next month or so. But thanks for sticking with us. You can find us obviously anywhere you watch your podcast or listen to your podcast. We'll see you next time, QB Huddlers. Keep those chains moving.
See ya.